welcome. Tonight we are going to do a restorative yoga practice. Our props for tonight include a towel or small blanket. We will also be using 2 pillows, a comfortable size, a little bit of thickness. Ideally, ones with a little more support would be great. You might also choose to have a nice cozy blanket to throw over top of you through our practice tonight, or you might want something to cover your eyes. So if you don't have an eye pillow, you can make one. You can just take a hand towel, fold it up, putting it over your eyes as we go through the practice. As we get settled, you can come to take a comfortable shape on your mat, either sitting down or laying down, something that feels good to start your practice in. And we'll come to begin. So let yourself get comfortable. We'll cozy in, coming into whatever shape feels good. And let your eyes close or soften. See if you can let your body slowly melt into this shape, letting yourself get heavier. Each exhale, trying to feel the edges of your body soften into the supports beneath them. And feeling the breath inhale to expand and fill the brunt of the body. Exhale to soften. It's taking a few breaths, holding that intention. Inhale to become light, filling up. Exhale, letting go of everything, letting yourself settle. You come to focus at the very top of your head. Just noticing how it feels through your scalp. And then feel the back of your head get heavy. Letting the muscles at the back of the neck soften. Feeling the tension melt out of the face and around the eyes. Letting the teeth open. Jaw lets go. Imagine you can feel the space, the bridge of your nose from the inside of your skull. As you inhale, feeling your cavities fill with air. A nice open feeling. Exhaling to let any last tension out of the head and face soften away. If you find your mind wandering through a practice, you can always come back to observe your breath. If you like to work with an intention for your practice, now is time to set one. I always love to offer the idea of being curious of how much you can let go. We're going to take our last few breaths before beginning our practice. Just notice how the breath moves through you. Breathing in and out. As you're ready, breathing a little deeper, becoming aware of where you end, noticing the supports beneath you. And beginning to bring a little movement into the body, maybe wiggling your fingers or toes. Maybe turning your head side to side, nice and slow. And as you're ready, from whatever shape you're in, taking your time nice and slow, we'll make our way up to a comfortable seat. Making sure not to rush any movements. And you can keep your eyes closed or soft. And we'll set up for our first posture. For your towel, take your towel and fold it in half. And then half again. If your towel is really small, it might do better in thirds, but if you have a big beach towel like this one, folding it in half and half again. And then, once you've got your nice long towel, folding it into thirds will give you more of a square, or you can roll it for a little more of a bolster. So depending how much knee support you need, I would recommend the bolster for this first posture. We will also take our two towels, or our two pillows, sorry. So one pillow coming up across the top of your mat. Your second pillow, long-wise, coming up it. So we have a little bit of an incline. And then as you come down, you will tuck bolster under your knees, coming down onto your back for a bit of a recline. So your head should be a little bit higher than the heart, which should be higher than your hips. Now, if you have low back pain, having this little support under your knees may not be comfortable. You might come to bring your feet nice and wide, letting the knees fall together to touch. You can also lean your ankles on the inside of your bolster roll. Helps to just release tension through the feet, through the inner legs. Hands coming wherever's comfortable. Maybe holding your belly. Maybe it feels good to stretch wide, letting the heart space open a little more. Let your focus turn back to you. Letting your eyes soften or turn inwards. Let yourself melt into this shape. Make adjustments as you need to be comfortable. Start to focus on the breath. Just notice. What speed does your breath naturally want to rise and fall at? Notice which parts of your belly expand, and as you exhale, which parts soften back towards the earth beneath you. Feel the bones of the spine sinking back into the support of the pillows. Feeling the space behind the heart soften, letting go. Notice how your breath ripples through your torso, through the belly, through the rib cage, through the chest. Just like riding a wave. Inhale and exhale. Notice the back of your head where it meets your pillow supports. Let it sink in. Swallowing to release any last tension through the jaw. Deep breath in and out. As you sink into these postures, give yourself the gift of comfort, letting yourself adjust as you need to. You may find the body needs different support as it starts to let go of tension. With our bodies coming to stillness, it can be easy to feel a little cooler or to want to take a less open shape. This is your practice. Feel free to make any modifications that support your comfort. You find your mind wandering, come back. Notice the breath. Checking in once again on the speed of your breath. Noticing the depth of your breath. And with our last few breaths in this shape, come to imagine that each breath fills you with light. As you inhale through the mouth, through the nose, that light enters the body, filling your head, shoulders, arms and chest, through the stomach, the pelvis, the legs. And as you exhale, letting all of that light back out, imagining that you could send it just around your whole body. Breathing it out your mouth like a fountain stream that gently showers the light back down over your face, across your chest and arms, over your belly and legs. Inhaling, filling yourself. Exhaling, showering this light all around you. And from here, we will get ready to move into our next shape. If you have your legs straight, come to take a bend through your knees, placing your feet flat on the floor. Gently roll or push your little towel roll or any props around the legs out of the way. And then pushing into your feet, let yourself roll onto one hip and slowly come to tip yourself to a side. And as you're ready, climbing back up, going to a comfortable seat. We'll prepare for our second posture of the evening. For this, you will only need one pillow. Moving your other pillow out of the way. We will use our blanket or long towel. This time we will, unroll it, coming back. So it's a nice long roll. And then folding it in half again. So you have enough support for about the size of your shoulder blades. and coming all the way across your mat. For now, just keep your pillow out to the side. Coming down onto your back, keep your feet flat on the floor. And as you recline, you are aiming to lay your shoulder blades on the support of your towel roll. The back of your head should reach the floor. If it doesn't, taking another pillow, placing it under for some chin support. And as you come all the way down, you want your arms just over top of your towel roll. Shoulders supported. Take a moment to tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Coming to bring your other pillow between your ankles up to your shins. Walk both feet over to the left side of your mat. Push into your feet so your hips lift, and let yourself roll over onto your right hip, letting both knees come with you. If this is too much of a twist, you can do a few other things. You can take your pillow, place it between you and the floor, or if you have a second pillow, if you're not using it, under your head, you can do this. Another option, just show you from the other side. Another option is to just let both legs roll to one side and prop the pillow underneath your hips so you kind of fall on a 3/4 angle. Now for some people, their top leg here might end up hanging out in space. You may put your other pillow between your legs. This may be a better solution. So play with your props to give yourself comfort. If rolling to the side is something that is not comfortable, the other option is that you roll all the way onto your side and bring your bolster down slightly lower to where the bottom of the rib cage is. This won't open the heart space, but it will help to open the lungs a little, and it can keep the hips a little more neutral. So come into whichever variation feels the best for the side that you're on. Let yourself reconnect to the breath, settling in. Once you are comfortable, start that process of letting your shape get heavy. Notice your breath. Inhale to feel yourself rise. Exhale to soften. Notice the space between your ankles. Let them soften. Notice where your legs touch the pillow for support. Let that soften. Notice how the belly and the ribs move with your breath. Imagine that with each breath you can let yourself sink into the shape a little more, softening down, letting go, easing in. Noticing where the towel roll lays beneath you. Feel yourself melt in. Noticing where your ribs make contact with the support. Letting the back body get heavy. Each breath moves through the body effortlessly. Just noticing how they come and go. Inhale, exhale. Notice your breath. Inhale and exhale. As we come into our last minute or so in this shape, take the next 10 or 15 breaths to scan from head to toe. And just notice. And as you're ready, moving any props you might need to move out of the way. We'll slowly shuffle to set up onto the other side. So come back through center and decide which variation is most appropriate for you on the second side. You may need to use your props slightly differently. So for me, on this side, I will demonstrate how it looks using the pillow as a wedge. And I have some support under my heart space. So as you come into your twist or side lying variation on the second side, settle in, give yourself the gift of comfort, making any necessary adjustments for you to have all the support you need in this posture on the second side. Start to tune back into your breath. Start to notice your shape. And start to let yourself sink back in. Each breath, feeling your body get heavier, melting down to the shape, leaning into contact points of your props. Feel the space between your ankles. Let it soften. Allowing top leg and bottom leg to relax. Notice the space between the knees. Letting the legs get heavy where they lay. Notice the part of your pelvis, your hips. It's touching the mat, floor, maybe other supports or props. And feel the hips, the pelvis just sink in, rooting in this place. Notice how the breath moves through the rib cage, through the belly. Always coming back to notice the breath, how they flow through your body. Noticing how each breath is its own, just like each wave in the sea is unique. Take the last few minutes in this twist, in this shape of silence, stillness. Each exhale, letting go, sinking in. Inhale and exhale. Nice full breaths. And then with our last 10 or so breaths in this shape, just noticing how it feels to be in this reclined twist. As you breathe, starting to feel where you end, and the floor beneath you begins. And when you're ready, reaching down to move any props out of the way, from behind you or from between the knees, depending on the shape you took. Let yourself roll back onto your full back body, pulling knees up towards the ceiling. Feet flat on the floor. And take a moment walking feet wide, shuffling any props out of the way. Let's come to drop knees down to one side and up and over to the other. Moving nice and slow, windshield wipering back and forth. You might even add or reach in with your arms, stretching across your body. And then moving back through your back body. Just lifting your shoulder a little. Sometimes this little more of a dynamic motion helps to soften the back body. And then the next time you roll to a side, shuffle your hips all the way over. And then nice and slowly, pulling yourself back up. From here, we will shuffle into our very last posture for the evening, our Shavasana. You have a couple of options as always. So first of all, you could take any posture you're craving tonight but haven't had yet. You may also do this next posture in a couple variations. So the first variation would be legs up the wall, laying with your hips nice and close to the wall, legs all the way up it, and your body coming out in an L shape. If you're like me, you don't have a legs up the wall to area, so you can use your couch. For people who want those options, now would be the time to move your mat to the side of your couch, perpendicular like I am, or to a wall space, and I'll show you how to set up for that in a minute. For people who neither of that is an option, we can keep our towel roll for some head support. If you need a lot of head support, you can fold it in half so it's a little thicker. We'll be taking both pillows, stacking them on top of each other nice and high, and coming to lay down on your back with under the knees highly supported. This takes the tension out of the back. So because we're using two pillows, the lower leg's a little bit higher than usual. If you don't love having the bend in your knee, another option is to turn them longwise. And then laying down, you should be able to fit more of your legs on those pillows, keeping yourself a little more reclined, taking a little of the bend out of the knee. Okay? So if you're using legs up the wall or the couch option, if you like hip support, you'll take your towel blanket roll and bring it nice and close to either the base of the wall or parallel with the base of your couch. And the goal will be to sit on this towel roll and try to bring your legs either up the wall or up and over on the couch. Another option would be having your towel roll to use for neck support, or placing it out long so it's under your spine, and then coming to bring your feet up the wall. So hips at the bottom of your towel roll, feet come up, turn your body, and then come to lay down on your back, nice and long. Let your head sink into softness. If you feel there's any compression through the back of the head, you can bring a pillow. Let yourself soften down, maybe covering your eyes. Attention turns inwards one last time. Taking the next 10 to 15 breaths. Start at the very top of the head, working your way to the tips of your toes. Notice every part of your body that's making contact with the floor, with the mat, with a prop or support. And let every single point of contact soften in. As you settle in, you may want the weight of a blanket over top of you. Staying cozy is an important part of the relaxation response. Sometimes a gentle compressive pressure can be soothing to the nervous system. Each breath, notice the shape you're in. Noticing all points of contact, doing your best impression of a piece of butter on nice warm toast, melting in, all that tension through the back body, through the belly, through the jaw and neck. It all sinks into the mat beneath you, into the props beneath. Inhale and exhale. Tuning back in to observe your breath in this shape. Notice how it ripples through your torso like a wave. Inhale to swell and fill. Exhale to release. With each exhale, your body softens into this shape, letting yourself adapt for comfort anytime you need it. Each breath an opportunity to stay present, to notice. Breathing deeply. Every distraction and opportunity to come back to the present. Noticing your breath, noticing your shape, softening and letting go. Can you come back to your breath in this moment, in this shape? Starting to notice the edges of your body. If you need longer, feel free to stay in the shape and ignore me. Otherwise, just starting to become aware of those points of contact. Breathing fully, feeling your chest and belly expand on your inhales. Soften down on your exhales. If you have your legs fully up the wall, taking a bend through the knees, letting your feet slide down the wall. Maybe even moving yourself slightly away. Everyone slowly moving to pull knees in towards chest. Being careful of any props that might need to move out of the way. Maybe stay still with your knees pulled to chest. Maybe you rock gently. Take what you need as you come back. It might feel better to stretch out wide. You may prefer to stay hugged in. Taking any movements you need, or perhaps choosing to stay a little longer in your Shavasana. And either staying in your Shavasana or slowly coming up to take a comfortable seat, or coming back to a comfortable position. Keeping the focus soft, eyes closed. Taking a few breaths to fill the belly. As you breathe, just noticing how it feels through the whole body. Noticing the level of tension through the face, through the neck, through the chest. Know that this state of calm is always available for you. Sometimes it's just a few deep breaths away. I do hope you'll still keep joining me, Megan, and my assistant, Leah, as the weeks go on. We will continue to be doing some restorative yoga for you. If there's any questions that you have or suggestions for future classes, requests, please feel free to reach out on my Instagram at Sentient Body or through Three Tides Wellness. Either way gets back to me, and we would love to keep helping you until we get to meet again. Take care of yourself, stay inside, stay healthy, and thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.